So how you can see the cell attributes? Okay, file attributes ls minus l and write the name of the file. So here I'll be using the file name as 11 dot text file. Okay, so this is the one way of listing the file attributes. Okay, if I want to check all the attributes of all the files, okay, I can use just ls minus l. Here you can see it will list all the file attributes. Okay, so the file will have the hyphen at the starting. Okay, what does that D indicates? If it is starting from D, what does that indicate?
Directory.
Okay, it is a directory. Okay, so here we have 4 directories. Okay, and these are file. Okay, so total there are 29. Okay, so few are hidden files. Okay, so in this, so what are the attributes? Okay, so what are the attributes it is displaying? Okay, the first one, so you are getting here 7 attributes. Okay, the first one is file type and permission. Okay, so first thing what you see here minus rwx rw hyphen r hyphen x. So this is called as file type and permission. Okay, so the type of the file is it's a text file. Okay, it's a file and this is a permission. So r indicates it is read, write and execute. Okay, so I'll tell more about this in the next coming slides. Okay, so this is file type and permission. So the next one is links. Okay, so this one indicates it is a link associated with the file. Okay, so you can have different numbers like 1, 2, 3. Okay, different numbers here. So one indicates the file has got more than one name. Okay, so this one, okay, if it is more than one, okay, then indicates the file will be having more than one name. Okay, so right now you can see all has got only number. Okay, it is all has only one number, correct? Okay, so all the files are having number 1. So that means all the files are having only one name. Okay, so the next one, ownership. Okay, so the next attribute is ownership. Okay, so this name what you see Lenovo. Okay, so that is the owner, the one who created the file. So you can see in this folder I'm getting the name. Okay, so my name is, okay, the owner name is Lenovo. So that is what it is displaying in the third column. So third column you are getting ownership name. Okay, when you create the file. Okay, so all the rights, okay, so all the rights will be given to this person. Okay, so the name is Lenovo. So he has all the rights, okay, to read the file, to delete the file. Okay, apart from owner, okay, there is one more person. We call it as super user, okay, or we call it as a root user. So even he can delete the file. Okay, so only 2 person will be having the file uh, permission. One is owner, another one is root person. Okay, and the next one is, okay, after ownership, next one is group ownership. You can see here it is displaying none. Okay, so this, if there is any group owner, okay, then you can find the name of the group owner in the fourth column. Okay, so only one user, okay, can be assigned to some group. Okay, so that assignment is done by the system admin. So system admin, he will assign, okay, the owners to some group. Okay, so if it is assigned, then here we will be getting the name of the group owner. So the fourth column is group owner. Okay, and the next one is file size. Okay, so this is 13, 47, 29. Okay, for directories you can find it is 0 to 53. So these are all file size in bytes. Okay, the amount of data, okay, the number of characters you have in the file. So these are the count in terms of bytes. Okay, And the last column, okay, so 6th, 7th and 8th column, what you find is it is last modification time. Okay, when you have last modified this file. Okay, so if you change the permission, okay, if you can change this permission, okay, then this it will not change. Okay, so if you write or if you make any modification, okay, you can see the change in the date. Okay, so this is last modification time. So 6th, 7th and 8th. Okay, so it will display the month, okay, date and time. And final thing is the last column. Okay, in the last column it will display the file name. Okay, so altogether how many attributes we have? We have 7 attributes. Okay, so first one is file type and permission. It will tell whether it's a directory or a file. Okay, so icon indicates it's a file and the D indicates it's a directory. Okay, and we can see all the permissions here. Okay, and the next one it will tell about the link. Okay, whether file is having more than one name. Okay, next it is ownership. Okay, owner name, file owner name, group name. Okay, then the size of the file. Okay, last modification time, date, month. Okay, and finally file name. Okay, so these are all file attributes. Okay, which you can see by using ls minus l command. Okay, when you execute this command, okay, you can see all the file attributes. Is it clear? Okay, so give one example. Okay, while writing an exam. Okay, so give an example and explain all these 7 attributes. Likit Raj, Likit Raj,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the fourth column? What is the fourth column?
Ownership.
Ownership. Ownership. There are 2 types of owner. Okay.
Group ownership. Group ownership.
Okay. It's a group ownership. Okay. So you can see here. Okay. So this is an example ls minus l and total it will display 72. Okay. So these are some examples. Okay, showing all the permissions, all the attributes, 7 attributes. And the next one is minus D option. Okay, so minus D option, it is used to list directory attributes. ls minus ld. Okay. So or else you can write ls minus ld. Okay, you can write the name of the directory. Specifically, if you want to know, so these are the directories. Okay, you can write the name of the directory. 5, 5. So in this example, okay, we are listing the directory permissions. Okay, so these are directory permission. It will not show the ordinary files. Okay, only it will show the directories. Okay, if you go for minus LD. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, so only the difference is, okay, compared to the previous one. Okay, if you use minus D, okay, it will show only directories and their permissions. Okay, so this is one more option you can use along with the ls command. Okay, and the next one is file ownership. Okay, file ownership. See, when you copy a file from your system, okay, okay, to from somebody else, okay, from somebody else system, you're copying to your system, then you will become the owner of the file. Okay. So when you create a file, you will become its owner. Okay. Maybe you are copying the file from some system. Okay. Or you are creating the file. Then you will become the owner of the file. Okay. Every owner is attached to some group owner. Okay. The system admin can attach. Okay. So every owner, okay, to a group owner. Okay. So there are several users may belong to a single group. Okay. So single group can have several users. Okay. Or we call it as owners. Okay. So when the system admin creates a user account, he has to assign these parameters. Okay. So he'll be assigning two parameters. One we call it as UID, another one we call it as GID. So UID is nothing but user ID. Okay. So it will be having, so two things he has specified. Okay, the name of the user, okay, and a numerical representation. Okay, a number, okay, which we call it as ID, okay, will be assigned to the owner. Okay, same way, he has to give a group ID, okay, the name to the group. System admin will be creating a group with the name and a number representing the group ID. Okay. So we have a command here, ID. So when I use the command ID, you can see here, okay, it will display the group IDs and the, okay. So here you can see this is a user ID, okay, 197609. Okay, this is a numerical representation for the group ID, I mean user ID. Okay, and this is a name that is given to the owner. Okay, and similarly you can see this is the group ID. Okay, and there is system admin has not created any group, so that is why we are having none here. Okay, you can see there are different groups here. Okay, different groups. Okay. Okay, so this is one command, okay, ID command, which will display the group IDs and the user ID. Okay. Next one is file permissions. File permissions. Okay. So we are studying in a detail about the first column. Okay. So this one we call it as file permission. Okay. So we are studying this first column in detail. Okay. So when you list a particular file with an option ls minus l with the file name, okay, this is a file name. Okay. So when you execute the command, okay, so this is what the output, okay, assume that this is what the output we are going to get. Okay. So in this, the first column, okay, that is a file permission. So in the file permission, there are three categories. Okay. So we can group the first hyphen. Okay. The first hyphen, it indicates it's an ordinary file or a directory. Okay. And then we can group this. Okay. We can group this file permission into three categories. Okay. I have grouped this. You can see here. Okay. So first one is RWX. Okay, so that is one group. Okay, so you can group it in three. Okay, so just, okay, to see the difference, I'm leaving a space in between. Okay, so usually when you execute, you don't get the space here. Okay, just to differentiate, I'm leaving the space. Okay, so this is the first category. Okay, which belongs to owner or user. Okay, it belongs to the first category. It is called as owner. Okay. Second category, okay, in the second category you are having R minus X. Okay. So R minus X. So this is second category, which we call it as group owner category. Okay. And the last category is having the permission R hyphen hyphen. Okay. So that category we call it as others. Okay. Who is neither owner or group. Okay. So there are three categories: owner category, group category, and other category. Okay. So very important. Okay. So there are three categories. Okay. So coming to individual category. So if we come to owner category, okay, there are three slots. Okay. In every category you can find three slots. Okay. So in owner category, so in the three slot, okay, the first we are telling, okay, read permission. Okay, so R, it is for read permission, W for write permission, and X is for execute permission. So this indicates that owner is having read, write and execute permission for the file. So what is the name of the file? It is chapter 02. So owner can read the file, chapter 202, he can read the file, write, okay, he can make any modification. If it is an executable file, for example, if it is a C programming file with the extension .c, okay, then he can execute the file. Okay, the owner is having all the three permission: read, write and execute permission. Okay, and coming to group owner, the next category. Okay, so even here we are having three slots. Okay, there are three slots. Okay, the first one is read. Okay, he's having read permission. Group owner is having read permission, and here we don't have write permission. Okay, so if it is empty, okay, if there is absence of permission, okay, then we are leaving an hyphen. Okay, so we don't have write permission for group owner. Okay, so that's why leave a hyphen here. Okay, the next one is he is having execute permission. So group owner is having only two permission. So write and read and execute permission for the file chapter 02. Clear? So next coming to the third category, that is others. Okay. So others is having only one permission, that is read permission. He can only read the file chapter 02. Okay. He don't have the other two permission. Okay. That is why it is hyphen and hyphen. Okay. So we are not writing here W and X. Okay. He don't have write and execute permission. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So next one is chmod. Okay. So this is a command we use for changing file permissions. Okay. So there are two ways you can change the file permission. Okay. One is relative permission mode. Another one is absolute manner. Okay. So there are three mode. One is relative manner. Another one is absolute manner. Okay. So I'll explain this relative permission. First, we'll study relative permission. So the relative permission, it is used for changing the current permission. Okay, you have to see what is the current permission of a particular file. Okay, and looking into that, we can change the current permission. Okay, so this is a syntax. Okay, general form. Okay, first we are writing the command chmod. Okay, and then we are specifying the categories. Okay, what are the different types of categories? We have three types of categories: user, group and others. Okay, there is one more, we call it as all. So all means it include all the three categories. Okay, so user is, okay, for user we are using a short form, that is U. For group we are using G, and for others we are using O, and all we are using A. Okay, so these are the four categories. Okay, normally there is only three categories. Okay, so this is one additional which indicates all categories A. Okay, and next one, we have after categories we are specifying operation. Okay, the operation can be plus, minus, equal. Okay, plus is for assigning the permission. You can give the permission using plus. Minus is for removing the permission. Okay, so next we are specifying the permission. After operation we are writing the permission. Okay, what are the different types of permission? We can have read permission, write permission and execute permission. And finally we are specifying the names of the files. Okay, we can specify not only just one file, we can specify more than one file names here. Okay, so this is the general form. First we are using the command chmod. After that we are writing the category, operation, permission and the name of the file. Okay, so let us look at an example. Okay, Now I will take this file ls-l 11.txt. Okay. So I'm taking this file. So I'm listing the permission. Okay. For the file 11.txt. Okay. I have these permissions. Okay. RWX, that is owner, is having all the three permission. Group is having read and write permission. Okay. And other is having write and execute permission. Okay. So you divide it into three categories. Okay. Okay. So these are the permissions. Okay. Now I'm using chmod command. So chmod, so what is the general form? First you have to specify the command name, chmod. Okay. And now I am removing, okay, from the user, okay, from the user, I am removing the execute permission. Okay. So user is having the execute permission. Now I want to remove that execute permission. I want to make the change to the current permission. Okay. So first you have to specify, after chmod, you have to specify the category. Okay, there are three categories, right? So user, group, and owner or all. Okay. So specify the category. So U stands for it is user. Okay. After that, what you have to specify? So first you have to specify chmod, category, operation, permission, and file name. Okay. So you have to follow this order. So we have specified the category U. Okay. Next operation is I want to remove the permission. Okay. I want to delete the permission. That is why I'm using minus. Okay. Next, what permission I want to delete? Okay. I want to remove execute permission. Okay. So I am writing minus X. Okay. Next, specify the name of the file. Is it clear? So first we have to write the name of the command, write the category, operation. Okay. If I want to add, it is plus. If I want to remove, it is minus. Now I want to remove, that is why it is minus. Okay. And the name of the permission. So I want to remove execute permission, and finally write the name of the file. Okay. So I'll execute this command. Okay. Now again I will display the file. Okay. Now see the difference. You can see the difference here. Now owner is having, what are the permission the owner is having? What are the permission the owner is having now? What is his current permission, owner permission?
Read, write. Read and write.
He is having only read and write. Okay. Initially he was having execute permission. Okay. We executed this command. Okay. And we removed execute permission. And now he is having only read and write permission. How I can add again if I want to make, okay, if I want to add the execute permission, okay, what change I have to make? How I should write the command? Now I want to add the execute permission. chmod, then
U plus X.
U plus X. Okay, and write the name of the file. Okay. Here you can combine more than one command using semicolon, correct? Okay. So we are using here semicolon to combine more than one command. So what I'm doing is I'm executing this first command. Okay. And after executing the command, I am displaying the file. Okay. With the -l command, the file 11.txt. Okay. So if you type just this one, it will only change the permission, correct? It will just change the permission. If I type this entire command line like this, okay, then it will not only change, okay, and it will execute the second command and it will list the file permissions. Okay, now you can see it is having the execute permission. Now if I want to add execute permission to the group, what I should do? Whether group is having the execute permission? Whether group is having the execute permission?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So there are three categories: owner, group, and others. Correct. Now look into this. Okay. Look into this and tell me whether group is having execute permission or not. Whether
No.
owner is having execute permission.
Yes.
Okay. Whether group is having execute permission.
No. Yes.
What he is having? R, W, and minus hyphen. Correct. R,
No.
W, and hyphen. Hyphen indicates what? The absence of the permission. So that means what? Here, if I don't have X here, correct? Do I have an X here? No, right? If I have an X here, then it indicates he has the permission, execute permission. But now I don't have X here, correct? That means the group is not having the execute permission. Clear, right?
Yes,
Whether group is
ma'am.
having the execute permission?
No.
Okay. What about the others? Whether other is having execute permission?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Whether other is having read permission?
Yes.
What about write?
No.
No. Clear, right? So now, if I want to add execute permission to the group, how will you write the command? To the group, I want to add the execute permission.
chmod G+X.
Chmod, okay, G plus X, okay, then name of the file. Okay. And you can combine this command so that you can see the output in just one line. Now you see. Now the group is having the execute permission. Is it clear? Is it clear? Any doubt in this? Any doubt? Okay. Next, we are going for absolute. Okay. If I write chmod, okay, if I write chmod, G is equal to R. Okay, G is equal to R 11.txt. Okay, and combine this command along with that. Okay. So there are three operations, correct? We are having three operations. We saw what is plus. Plus is for assigning. Minus, we saw it is for removing the permission. And there is one more operation. It is equal to. Okay, now you have to tell me what will happen if I give equal to. Okay, so I'm running this operation equal to on the file 11.txt. Okay, what is happening? Can you find any difference? Okay, let me do one change. Now from the user, okay, from the group, group will remove, right? Now I write G is equal to R. Okay, what it will do? G is equal to R. For the group, it will give only read permission. Okay, so it will give only read permission to the group. We are running it for the group. Okay, and we are telling I want only read permission. Okay, so look into this. Okay, if I want read, write, and execute permission, all the three permission I want, okay, to the group. Okay, so I want read, write, and execute permission. So now I have only read permission, correct? Now, if I want to assign all the three permission to the group, I can type G is equal to RWX. Now you see. So what it is having? Now the group is having all the 3 permissions. Okay, once again I will type this. G is equal to R. Okay, now what will happen? It will give only read permission. Is it clear? So G is
Yes,
for
ma'am.
assigning the permission. Okay, so you can assign for the group. Okay, not only for the group, for all the categories you can give. Okay, using equal. To equal, it will assign the permission. Okay, G is equal to R. So G is equal to RWX. Okay, like this you can assign the permission by using equal sign. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now so far we saw only one category, right? So far we saw only, we were specifying only one category, correct? We were specifying U, G, okay. Now we can specify not only one category, more than one category, okay. So CH mode, I want to give, okay, I want to give to the group and others, okay, to the group and others write permission. Okay, right now you can see they have only read, okay, group is having read permission, other is having read and execute permission. Okay, so group and other don't have write permission, correct? Now I want to give write permission to both group and others. How I can write? For the group and others, okay, I want to give write permission. Okay, I want to give write permission and specify the name of the file. Okay, and give this. Now what we have done, we are not just specified one category, we are specifying more than one category in this example. Okay. Now you see. So now what is the change? Now group is having write permission and as well as owner is also having write permission. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I want to remove read permission from all the 3 categories, how will you write? From all the 3 categories, I want to delete read permission or write permission. Okay, we will go for write permission. I want to delete write permission from all the 3 categories. How will you write?
UGO minus W.
Okay, we will ask the boys. Boys is not answering. Okay. Prajwal. Prajwal.
Yes, ma'am.
Prajwal, how will you give? Okay, how will you remove write permission from all the 3 categories? How will you write the command to remove write permission from all the 3 categories?
CHMOD UGO minus W.
CHMOD, then
UGO minus W.
UGO minus W. Okay, minus W. Then specify the name of the file. Okay, then you can add this
Yes.
ls minus l 11.txt. Okay. So now you can see. Okay, so we have removed all the write permission from all the 3 categories. Okay, so I'll put back this write permission. Yes. There is one more way. Okay, I have one more categories, right? There is one more category, A. What does A indicates? Instead of writing UGO, okay, I can specify A here. So A indicates it is all the category U, G, and O. Instead of writing okay, UGO minus W, I can write A minus W. Okay, so this is a shortened symbol. Okay. So specifying all the three categories. So even this will work. Okay, A minus W. Okay, so this symbol will delete all the write permission, okay, from the file 11.txt. So there is one more way. A minus W. I can also simply write here like this. Okay, if I want to put back the permission, write permission. Okay. So one way is you have to write UGO plus W, correct? Or else you can write A plus W, correct? So another way is you can just specify plus W. No need of specifying A plus W or UGO plus W. You can just simply write plus W. This is also will work. Okay, so this is different shorthand symbols. Okay, is it clear? W. Here I have removed minus R. Okay, so minus R, it will remove read permission all the all the group. Okay, you can simply write minus R. Okay, so minus R will remove all the read permission. So the next one is multiple file names. Okay, so in this example, we are just specified only one permission, only one file name. Correct? We have just specified 11.txt file. Okay, we can also specify multiple file names. Okay. So for example, chmod okay, so these are two files. Okay, so what I can do is for the group, okay, I'll be adding write permission. Okay, they don't have write permission for the group. Okay, and we are specifying. So we want to add it for not only just one file. Okay, we want to add it for the two files. Okay, we can specify the name of the two files like this. So now you can see. So this command chmod, it will make change to the current permission. Okay, so it is adding write permission to not just one file. We are specifying two files here. So this is the command. Okay, the command line which shows multiple file names. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt in this? So in this example, we are not just writing one file name, we are writing two file names. The ch command, relative, okay, relative file changing mode, okay, with the two file names. Any doubt in this? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Pavan? Pavan? Pawan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
So moving on to the next one. Okay. So here we are specifying, okay, in this example, we are specifying multiple expressions. Okay, so this is an expression C plus G plus W. This is an expression for adding right permission to the group. Okay, so like this we can specify multiple expressions. Okay, so what I do is I add for the user. Okay, I add read permission, comma. So don't leave space. Remember, don't leave space. If you leave space, it will not work. Okay, and for the group, we are adding read permission, comma. For others, we are adding read permission. So we are adding read permission. Okay, so this is multiple expression. We are not specifying one expression. We are specifying 3 expressions. Okay, and write the name of the file. So this is an example showing multiple expressions. Okay, so like this, you can specify 3 expressions with the comma. I can see 11 is having all the 3 categories with read permission. So user is having, initially it was not having read permission. You can see read permission was removed. Now it is having the read permission for all the 3 categories. Okay, so this is an example, okay, showing multiple expression. Any doubt in this? We are done with the relative permission. So like this, you can give example how we can remove or add or delete the permission. Okay. Any doubt in relative permissions? So in relative permissions, we saw, okay, how to give permission to individual categories. Okay, how to give multiple permission for particular category. Okay, what are the different shortends? How to specify multiple file names. Okay, not just giving for one file permission. Okay, how to give for multiple files permissions. Okay, and the last is how to specify multiple expressions. Okay. So the next one is absolute permission. So there are 2 ways of changing the permission. The first one is relative permission. The next one is absolute permission. Okay. So this absolute permission, okay, it is used to set the final permission. Okay, it is used to set the final permission without knowing the current permission. Okay, you need not know the current permission. Okay, without knowing the current permission, we can set the final permissions. So here we are using octal number. Okay, have you heard about octal? What is an octal number?
Yes, ma'am.
What is an octal number? What is an octal number? Who said yes? What is an octal number?
0 to 7.
Huh? 0 to 7. 0 to 7. What is the base? It can have digits from 0 to 7. What is the base? So binary is having base 2, correct? What is the base for octal?
8.
8. Okay. So in octal number, it is having base 8 and we can have digits from 0 to 7. Okay. So here we are using octal number representation, okay, for giving the permissions. Okay. See here, we are having 3 permissions with the different values. So read permission, it is denoted like this, 100. Okay. Similarly, write permission, execute permission. Okay. So it will be clear if you see in this table. Okay. We are having octal number, okay, as well as binary number. Okay. So if octal 0, so octal 0 can be represented in the binary 000. Okay. So we are writing 3 zeros because we are having 3 types of permissions, right? So read, write, and execute. So first 0 stands for read permission, second one is for write permission, and the last 0 is for execute permission. Okay. So since it is all 0, we don't have any permission. So it is an absence of permission. So it signifies no permissions. Okay. So octal 0 is means it is no permission. Okay. Similarly, 1 means you can write 1 means it is a 001 in binary, correct? You know octal to binary conversion, right? Same as decimal to binary conversion. You all know, right, how to convert it to binary, a number? Binary conversion. Yes or no? Decimal to binary conversion.
Yes,
Prithvi?
ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So say similar way, we have other octal numbers. Okay. 5, it is represented as 101. Okay. You have studied in CU and DC, right? CU, binary conversion. So 5, it is represented as 101. Okay. So since middle it is a 0, so we don't have write permission. Only we have read and execute permission. Similarly, the last one, important permission. Okay. 7. So 7, it indicates 111. Okay. So it indicates read, write, and execute permission. Okay. So so when you are writing the examples, okay, just to draw this table and keep. It will be easy for understanding the commands. Okay. So you make a note of this table. You have a notes, right, with you? A notebook. Make a note of this. Okay. So next class I'll ask these permissions. You need these permissions. Okay. The binary numbers. Okay. You must know what is given for read only. What is a binary number? Okay. So what is octal number for write only? Okay. Study and come in the next class. Answer attendance. Naresh. Naresh. Navina.
Yes, ma'am.
Nayana. Nayana. Nikita.
Present, ma'am.
Nikita Rao.
Present, ma'am.
Nishant.
Yes, ma'am.
Pavan. Prajwal. Pramodini.
Yes, ma'am.
Pranita. Pratiksha.
Present, ma'am.
Pratiksha J.
Present, ma'am.
Priyanka.
Present, ma'am.
Prithvi.
Present, ma'am.
Rashmita.
Present, ma'am.
Rohit.
Present, ma'am.
Sirin. Shreyas. Shreyas. Sadakesa.
Yes, ma'am.
Samiksha.
Present, ma'am.
Sampat Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Sampat Kumar PL.
Yes, ma'am.
Sanjit Kumar T. Sandeep Kumar T. Sanjay. Santosh. Satvika.
Present, ma'am.
Sharath.
Present, ma'am.
Sharvari. Sharvari. Shivani.
Present, ma'am.
Shivani P.
Yes, ma'am.
Shravan. Tavan, Srijan,
Yes, ma'am.
Shreya, Srikant,
Present, ma'am.
Smita,
Present, ma'am.
Suraj,
Yes, ma'am.
Saujanya,
Yes, ma'am.
Sri Lakshmi,
Yes, ma'am.
Darshana,
Present, ma'am.
Sumant, Sumant Rai,
Yes, ma'am.
Abhishek,
Yes, ma'am.
Vaishnavi,
Yes, ma'am.
Vaishnavi,
Yes,
Vaishnavi,
ma'am.
Karthik,
Yes, ma'am.
Vijeta,
Present, ma'am.
Vijita, Vijita, Vikram,
Present, ma'am.
Yashasvi,
Present, ma'am.
Akshata,
Present, ma'am.
Likit, Faiz, Mohammed Faiz,
Yes, ma'am.
Prithviraj,
Yes, ma'am.
Lakshmi. Thank you.